Hello race fans, good afternoon. One more time, welcome to Slovakia. Here we are again on the starting grid of Slovakia Ring, and we are just getting ready to start the second race of the TCR Eastern Europe Championship here on Slovakia Ring within the 2026 Grand Prix of Slovakia, taking place traditionally here on this beautiful racetrack close to Orechová, Potôň. This time it will be Petr Čížek starting the second race of TCR Eastern Europe from pole position behind the wheel of his beautiful Cupra Leon TCR. These are the beautiful grey colors on this new car of Petr Čížek of Express Racing. So after yesterday's race we do have the reverse grid. That is the reason why Petr is there on pole position. Alongside him on the front row it is the ever-present guy from Croatia, Žarko Knego. It's so good to see Žarko again in the TCR Eastern Europe, still representing Croatia on the Eastern European level. Hopefully we're gonna see more Croatians or more Balkan drivers in general, maybe for the 2027 season. Let's wait and see. That's the question we are going to answer later this year or in the spring 27. So Žarko Knego will be starting from second place behind the wheel of his beautiful Elantra and TCR. And those are the big guns. Those are the drivers that finished in first and second place yesterday in the first race. Adam Kout won the race with his Hyundai Elantra and TCR number 68, and he won the race just ahead of Jiří Zbožínek, who took the second place yesterday. We do have 5 minutes to the race start. Well, again, it will be extremely important for the championship fight because we still do have 2 drivers battling each other for the championship title. It is Adam Kout and also Martin Kadlečík with number 301 over there. Let's have a quick chat with Jiří, because yesterday he was in second place. Today I believe he wants to finish even better. Jiří, hello. Yesterday it was second place for you. Today racing from third place on the grids. So what's the plan for you?
Yeah, same as yesterday. I want to just make a good start and then we will see.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good race. We keep fingers crossed for you as always. So this was Jiří Zbožínek getting cooled down by his engineer, by the mechanic of Janík Motorsport. Adam Kout, all focus on him, all eyes on him again, because Adam Kout, he erased the points gap between him and Martin Kadlečík after yesterday, because Adam Kout won the first race. Martin Kadlečík, unfortunately, he had some technical issues and he were forced to retire after a few laps yesterday. So this time maybe it is going to be a proper fight between Adam and Martin. Hello, Adam, again. So yesterday it was a commanding win for you. The points are now equal between you and Martin in the championship title fight. So what's the plan for the second race?
Well, I hope we will have a nice fight, nice fair fight, and I hope I will again win, like I said yesterday.
Okay.
Still 3 times to go.
Yesterday you told me this and you delivered, so let's wait and see what the future holds for you. Thank you so much, Adam. Have a good race and keep yourself cool, of course. So I believe we can also have a quick chat with Martin Kadlečík over there, starting the race from the last place on the grid. If we speak only about the TCR grid, we are missing Radim Adamek on the grid for some reason, which means we do have only 5 TCR cars on the grid for the second race of this race weekend here on Slovakia Ring. But nevertheless, I do believe that we are going to have a proper fight, mostly between Adam Kout and Martin Kadlečík, mostly between Hyundai Janík Motorsport and Aditis Racing, because those 2 drivers are fighting each other for the championship title in 2026. After this race we still have 4 to come, 4 to go. So I was just having a chat with Václav Janík, the team boss of Adam Kout, just before the grid walk, and he told me that he hopes for the proper title fight to the very last lap of the very last race of 2026 campaign. And we, the race fans, of course, we hope for the same. The race will be starting soon. Make sure you are joining us live. Thank you. So one more time, good afternoon to all the race fans joining us from all around the world. This is the second race of the TCR Eastern Europe here on Slovakia Ring, and we are just excited to see more racing action from those TCR cars actually, because the title fight is on, the battle is on between Adam Kout and Martin Kadlečík. Well, this time I hope Martin Kadlečík will have a proper chance for racing, because yesterday he were forced to retire his car after a few laps. The problem was there in drive shaft within his gearbox, which were broken. So that's the reason why Martin Kadlečík had to retire his Audi RS3 TCR. This is the car I'm talking about actually, and there was a decent gap in point standings between him and Adam Kout just before yesterday's race, but the gap is gone, as those two guys are now equals if we speak about the point standing. So we can say that the fight for the championship title has just started again. So let's hope for more racing action. Let's hope for more drama. Let's hope for more thrill on the racing track, not only here on Slovakia Ring, but also for the future races which are going to take place in Brno very, very soon actually, the second weekend of September. That's the date for Masaryk Racing Days, and we're gonna see each other there, of course, for the continuation of the 2026 TCR Eastern Europe campaign. I do remember from last year that those races in Brno are just so exciting every time. So I do believe you are going to join us also there. But I'm sorry, I was mistaken this time. You know, last year it was Brno. This season we do have the season finish on Hungaroring, so no Brno for TCR Eastern Europe in 2026 season. That's the correct information, so I'm sorry one more time. But right now, let's get ready, because we see the green flag being given at the back of the grid. 5 lights are there and are gone, which means we are racing for the final time with the TCRs. Oh no, there was a contact. Oh no, there's a crash. There is a crash on the starting grid just after the race has started. This was something extraordinary, and this is most likely Jiří Zbožínek or Adam Kout. I think it was Adam Kout, but I don't want to be too quick with my judgment. But this was something we did not expect to see. We only have, I shall say we only had 5 TCRs in this race, and we are 1 car down just after the race has started. This was something extraordinary. And look at this situation again. So it is Jiří Zbožínek. Jiří Zbožínek had a crash just after the race has started. This was something extraordinary. I've never seen something like that before on Slovakia Ring. And this was a huge crash for Jiří Zbožínek. So we do have only 1 car entered by Hyundai Janík Motorsport right now, as Jiří Zbožínek is out of the race, which means only Adam Kout left. And of course we do have a safety car on track. Possibly we will have a red flag, because this was a huge crash into the barriers. And I can see also some medical assistance. Yes, but as you can see, Jiří Zbožínek is just walking away. He left the car on his own. That's the best possible news. He is, of course, entering the ambulance and will be transported into the medical center, but that's just a precautious, and I believe he is going to be absolutely fine. Now, this was a huge shunt into the barriers just after the race started. There was a contact with one of those TCRs, most likely. Was it with Kadlečík actually? I'm not sure. I would like to see one more time the replay of the situation, because there was a battle with Kadlečík but also with Čížek starting from pole position, and this was absolutely unexpected. This was a violent crash on the main straight of Slovakia Ring, so it means we are under caution. We are on the safety car. Adam Kout is leading the way just ahead of Martin Kadlečík. Well, Martin is absolutely determined to go for the win. So I saw the situation one more time, and unfortunately for Jiří Zbožínek, he was there in a clash between Petr Čížek and Žarko Knego. Petr Čížek was desperately defending his first place. He moved on the right-hand side of the main straight, and he touched the car of Jiří Zbožínek and he sent him into the barriers. So this was pretty unfortunate situation for Jiří Zbožínek, because actually he had very good start. It was very good starting reaction shown by Jiří Zbožínek, but suddenly he was there in a sandwich between Žarko Knego and Petr Čížek, and there was a first contact with Knego, the second contact was there with Petr Čížek, and after the contact with the Cupra of Petr Čížek, I do believe Jiří Zbožínek was sent into the barriers. But if I look at the situation one more time from backwards, this time it looks to me that mostly it was because of the contact with Žarko Knego. So it's hard to judge. I don't want to be too quick with my judgments. It was a tough situation. It was an unfortunate situation for all the drivers involved. Mostly, of course, for Jiří Zbožínek, who was there in a sandwich between those two other cars. And I'm afraid that we are facing a risk of a red flag here, because as you can see, the barriers has been damaged at the place where the impact happened, which means I believe the repairs and the works will take some time, and we are on the safety car, and in this situation it's quite possible that we are going to spend behind the safety car a really long part of the race. So I do believe, and I'm afraid, that the red flag is a possible scenario, but let's wait and see. The track marshals are working there, and they are actually putting part of the car of Jiří Zbožínek out of the barriers. So let's wait and see what the situation is going to be like. But right now we are still behind the safety car with 19 minutes to go, and the race has been neutralized immediately after the race has started. Okay, but as you can see now, after all, we will be able to restart the race, which is quite surprising for me, but it's a good news for the fans and for the drivers. Safety car in this lap, it has been confirmed by the race control. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready, because we are going to go again under the green flag. The green flag will be given soon. Well, it happened already, so after we cross the safety car line on the main straight, we will be racing again, and the drivers will be able to overtake each other. So it is Adam Kout leading the way. We only have 4 TCRs left, but it is going to be a proper fight for the win, I hope, between Adam Kout and Martin Kadlečík. So let's go racing again on Slovakia Ring. We see the green flags in the air, and we are racing again into the first corner of Slovakia Ring with 18 minutes to go. Kout leads the way ahead of Martin Kadlečík and Petr Čížek in third place. Žarko Knego is there in fourth. And those are the only 4 cars of TCR Eastern Europe in this race, as there was only one car entered by Aditis Racing to this race for some reason. And after the harsh crash of Jiří Zbožínek on the starting grid, just a few seconds after the race has started. So 4 cars in the game, but mostly we are going to be focused on the top 2 drivers, Adam Kout and Martin Kadlečík. In Most, we saw a great show produced by those 2 drivers fighting each other for the race win each day. And yesterday we were denied because Martin Kadlečík had to retire early from the first race with technical issues to his Audi RS3 TCR. There was a problem to the drive shaft within his gearbox, which were destroyed, so that was the reason why Martin Kadlečík had to retire yesterday, and he was so frustrated, which means he is absolutely motivated for the second race, and he wants to fight Adam Kout for the win today, because he is facing a possible scenario that after this race he will be second in the championship with a points gap between him and the new championship leader Adam Kout. If Adam Kout wins this race, he is going to be in the lead of the championship standings before the final weekend on Hungaroring. So this is also an important race if we speak about mentality and about the mental games for the final race weekend. It's of course good to have the mental advantage which comes from the knowledge that you are the championship leader, but just let's wait and see. Still 16 minutes to go. Maybe it was good to have a safety car on track for one reason, and now I'm talking about something what we saw yesterday in the first race, because the TCR Eastern Europe shared a racetrack with the Croatian Touring Car Championship, and those cars from the Croatian Championship are much slower in comparison with those TCRs. And yesterday we saw very unusual situation where when there was Adam Kout chasing down the back of the field, and at the end of the race he was forced to flash the lights to overtake those Slovak cars, because he was suddenly in the traffic of Slovak cars, which is so unusual for those touring car races, but it is how it is. And I do believe that because of that safety car period, this might not be happening again today, because we just spent some time under caution. So till the end of the race, Adam Kout or Martin Kadlečík, quite possibly they will not be catching the back of the field, but let's wait and see. Still 14 minutes to go, and this is the possible fight for the 4th place between Petr Čížek and Žarko Knego. Žarko Knego has been starting the race from P4 on the grid. I'm sorry, from P2 on the grid, from the 2nd place. He was there on the front row alongside Petr Čížek, and right now he is still behind him. Well, luckily those 2 drivers are still in the race, because I believe that also for Žarko Knego it was quite challenging situation the moment after the lights went out, because it was also contact between him and Jiří Zbožínek. So Žarko Knego did a really good job when he was keeping the car on track. So good job, Žarko. And it's great to see that you are still in the race, unlike Jiří Zbožínek. So the job for Žarko is quite clear. He still has 13 minutes to go if he wants to fight for the 3rd place with Petr Čížek. And meanwhile, this was a battle for the first place in the Croatian Touring Car Championship. You saw Ivica Maric driving the black BMW number 403, overtaking Maro Franic at the end of the main straight. So Ivica Maric is your new race leader if we speak about the Croatian Championship. So we also saw a fight in the second half of the field. And meanwhile, we are watching Martin Kadlečík again. Well, so far so good for Adam Kout, because as you can see, he has already built a decent gap between himself and Kadlečík, almost 2 seconds between Kout and Kadlečík in second place. So Adam Kout right now, he is not under pressure at all. Well, yesterday it was a dream race for TCR Eastern Europe team Hyundai Ioniq Motorsport, because Adam Kout was leading the race in a commanding way, and Jiří Zbožínek was there in second, covering his back. That's not going to happen again today, as Jiří Zbožínek had a bad crash just after the race has started. So Adam Kout is there on his own, and he must do anything he can to keep Martin Kadlečík behind him. And so far, he is pretty good in that. Oh, this is nice move. Look at the Renault Twingo car. It's also great to see such a car racing in Croatian Championship, because there were some rumors that maybe Twingo can hit on Nordschleife in the future. And of course, after the projects like Opel Manta and Dacia Logan, we would love to see also Twingo doing 24-Stunden-Rennen am Nürburgring Nordschleife, but it did not happen this year, so let's wait and see how the project will go on. And definitely it's nice for the fans to see such a car like the original Renault Twingo doing international races with number 190. It's Hervoje Vukoje behind the wheel of this beautiful French little car, and it was in the fight for 4th place in the Croatian Championship. Well, I was speaking about the traffic, and as you can see, I was absolutely mistaken, as we have Adam Kout in the traffic, or catching the traffic already, with 9.5 minutes to go in the second race of TCR Eastern Europe here on Slovakia Ring. But the density of the traffic actually is not so high, so this is a good situation. But there might be some troubles for Adam Kout, because he is chasing down another 4 cars from the Croatian Championship, and you saw him just a minute ago flashing the lights on the main straight, now going over the horizon, and there are some cars fighting each other. Fortunately for Kout, he managed the situation over the horizon quite well, and he overtook 4 Slovak cars, with Kadlečík still behind him. But the truth is that last time around, the lap before, Adam Kout has been the fastest. He set the fastest lap of the race so far with 9:11.7. So Adam Kout is doing a really great job around Slovakia Ring, and he is leading the way. I mean, the gap between him and Kadlečík in second place has been reduced to 1.8 seconds, but that's caused by the traffic on the racetrack. Otherwise, it would be over 2 seconds between those 2 drivers. Meanwhile, there is a car with some kind of technical issues. One of those cars racing in Croatian Touring Car Championship. It is, I do believe, one of those older Clio cars, quite possibly. So hopefully we do not have any racing fluids on the racetrack, because we don't want to see another safety car period in this race, which has been already quite affected by the safety car which was deployed, after the harsh crash between Zbožínek and Knego after the race has started. So we are still on the green with 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And still, Adam Kout has a good chance for clean sweep this weekend here on Slovakia Ring. He won the qualifying, he won the first race yesterday, and he is still in the lead now with 7 minutes to go. So now the gap between him and Kadlečík is again larger. It's on the level of 1.9 seconds between Kout and Aditis driver Martin Kadlečík. Last time around it was 2:13.6 for Kout and 2:13.9 for Kadlečík. So last time around Kout was quicker by 0.3 of a second if we compare his lap time with the lap time of Martin Kadlečík. Meanwhile, behind them it's Petr Čížek in 3rd place ahead of Žarko Knego. Oh, and maybe there were some troubles to Knego because last time around he went over to 16, but again that might be caused by the traffic on a racetrack. So Žarko Knego still in the race, still in the game with 6 minutes to go. Well, Kadlečík, I believe he is doing everything he can to chase down Adam Kout, but in the closing stages of the race he is just being slower lap by lap. Now the gap between him and Kout is over 2 seconds already. You can see the difference right now. Kadlečík is just nowhere near for attacking Adam Kout, and this is just more and more promising if we speak about the chances of Hyundai Janík Motorsport for a clean race weekend here on Slovakia Ring. So, 4 minutes to go, and Žarko Knego has been much quicker in the previous lap in comparison with Petr Čížek, but still the gap is large, over 2 seconds between those two drivers. So no fight is going on at all. Meanwhile, there is Renault Twingo again. So we are focused on the Croatian Championship, where still we do have Maro Franjic in the lead, but there is only a small gap of 0.4 of a second between him and Ivica Maric. Leon Zelenko in 3rd, Gabriel Iviček in 4th place. Behind him it's Domagoj Saskor and Hrvoje Vukoje driving the Twingo car. And the top drivers of TCR are in the traffic again. I believe that the gap between Kout and Kadlečík has been reduced. Yes, it is also confirmed by the live timing. This was unfortunate for Martin Kadlečík because he locked up when he was closing to the slower Seat Leon. It was only 1 second. at 1 point between those two drivers. Now it's 1.2. So right now Martin Kadlečík is actually faster than Adam Kout, but I'm afraid that simply there is not enough time left in this race for Martin Kadlečík to do something about it. Only 2 minutes remaining from the second race of TCR Eastern Europe. And Adam Kout is picking up the pace again. So just for a moment, Martin Kadlečík got closer, but now Adam Kout is pulling away again. Plus, there was another small mistake done by Martin Kadlečík. You saw him locking up the tires again. And it's just going to be extremely difficult to chase down Adam Kout, to try something at last to deny him from winning the second race here on Slovakia Ring. You can see that Martin Kadlečík is absolutely pushing. He is doing everything he can, everything the tires allows him right now, but it's just super hard, super tough for him to race against Kout in this race. Of course, it's a shame for Hyundai Janík Motorsport that this time we are missing Jiří Zbožínek after the crash, just after the race start, but still it quite possibly can be another win here on Slovakia Ring. Again, Kout is flashing the lights because there is another slower car from the Croatian Championship just ahead of him. Another mistake, another lockup by Kadlečík, who is pushing the car over its limit. And he is just trying really hard to chase down Adam Kout. Actually, he is getting closer. You can see that the gap between those two is just smaller than 1 second. Only 0.8 of a second right now between Adam Kout and Martin Kadlečík. Maybe this is the last lap of the race. So we shall wait and see for the last lap confirmation. Still, there might be a chance for Martin Kadlečík. So look at the situation here. I was talking to Václav Janík before this race, and he told me that, of course, everybody is also afraid about those tires, because this is the last race of the weekend, and the new tires were there available only for the front. And now Martin Kadlečík is closer than ever to Adam Kout. So Adam Kout must be aware. He must be absolutely focused for the rest of the race. Yes, it has been confirmed. This is the last lap of the second race of TCR Eastern Europe here on Slovakia Ring. And after all, we do have a drama. Look how Martin Kadlečík is close. Look how close he is. There is almost no gap between Kout and Kadlečík now, but we do have only few corners left in this race. Plus, we are in the traffic again. Oh no! Now Kadlečík, he is much quicker. There is a battle for the first place between Kadlečík and Kout into the last lap of the race, and there was a mistake done by Kout, which means Kadlečík is in the lead and he is going to win the race. This is absolutely extraordinary. In the last lap of the race, suddenly Adam Kout slowed down for some reason and Martin Kadlečík overtook him. Where is Adam Kout? I'm afraid that he might retire from the race. Right now it's Martin Kadlečík in the lead. This is absolutely amazing for Aditis Racing, and on the other hand, this is the worst nightmare scenario for Hyundai Janík Motorsport. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Martin Kadlečík wins the race after being second for the whole time. After all, yes, Adam Kout will be able to finish in second place, but this was something that we do not expect. This was absolutely breathtaking last lap of the race, and after all, Martin Kadlečík is the race winner, just ahead of Adam Kout, and after all, there was a large gap of 11 seconds between Martin Kadlečík and Adam Kout. So after all, Martin Kadlečík won the second race of TCR Eastern Europe here on Slovakia Ring after the race-winning overtake in the very last lap of the race. This was absolutely crazy. What happened there to Adam Kout? Because for no reason, he just slowed down, and he was so slow going over that horizon. You could see the huge speed difference between Audi and Hyundai Elantra and TCR, and then Martin Kadlečík took the inside line, and he was hard but fair. This was very well done by Adam Kout, by Martin Kadlečík, of course. Wow, I'm speechless after this race. Martin Kadlečík, he took the inside line, he kept the inside line. There was a contact between him and Adam Kout, who has been pushed away from the racing line into the gravel zone, almost into the gravel zone. He managed to stay on track, he rejoined the race and finished second after all. But this was a disastrous race for Hyundai Janík Motorsport, because we lost Jiří Zbožínek just after the race started. This is his car. Again, this is the situation which happened just after the race has started. There was one, and also there was first and also second contact with Elantra of Žarko Knego, and as a result, you saw what happened. This was the crash of Jiří Zbožínek after the start of the race, and then we thought it's absolutely in the hands of Adam Kout, who has been leading the whole race, but after all, he only finished in second place behind Martin Kadlečík, who overtook him in the very last lap of the race. So again, TCR Eastern Europe has delivered some major drama, and we can't be more excited for the season final, which will be taking place in mid-October on Hungaroring. So the battle between Kadlečík and Kout is on, and we will be fighting for the championship title in Hungary. Thank you so much for joining us here on Slovakia Ring. If we speak about our live streams, we do have one race to go.